not only is she just being such an advocate and such a support for Hit Talks Live, there is so much that she's doing in the world. You know, we speak very often, nearly every single day, and it's all about how she can help others, how she can serve others, how she's following her guidance, but also in the technology industry, she is going to be making waves. And I know that for an absolute fact. So anybody here that's watching the live, anyone watching, and they're still with us because of their technical difficulties, anyone watching the live or anyone watching the replay, if you don't know Preet, please reach out to her and tell her that you saw her through Hit Talks, because I know that she's definitely worth connecting to. So without further ado, I now give you your 8 minutes, my love.
Wow, that was something. Oh, well, thank you, Vikki. I absolutely adore you and everything you show up in the world, how you show up in the world. So I absolutely appreciate your presence in my life. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for your presence. And today, well, the topic, domestic violence. Well, I'm going to say I'm a 39 years domestic violence survivor. So since childhood, I was in my home, in my family, in my neighborhood, I was told that I was the darkest girl in the family. In the school, I was dyslexic. So going to school, I had problems there because teachers were hit me almost every single day of my school life. So it wasn't fun. But what the fun part of the story was, I survived, and I was resilient, and I kept on moving. And last sort of 4 years, I've handheld a lot of women, especially some men, but mostly women, helping them to come through from their domestic violence story, because I just learned to, I had while I was kind of going through my spiritual journey, I was still going through domestic violence, but I was also on my very deep spiritual journey, living like a yogi, wearing a white sari, all that, living up the mountain, all that, you know, you do in life. And from that, and then I was also in leadership development trainings with many leaders across the globe. So that kind of helped me, and I happened to meet a lot of people in that journey. And I was getting a lot of downloads. How can I kind of see these situations in a way? So I feel really proud to say that every single situation I had in my life, I almost leveraged it. I made a platform of it, that situation, and then rose above it and stood on top of it and say, hey, so what? Go away. And so feel really proud to share that where I am today, because every single person in my life right now is an angel. So from where I was born to where I am now, it's like, you know, earth and sky. So I guess I can be qualified to help people who've gone through domestic violence. But what I really wanted to touch today, when I was asking, when Vikki asked me to do this, what really came through to me, that I just want to share with people that no matter what situation you're in, that situation is there to make you, to find a way to come out of it. So it's like there's a word in Hindi, I don't know the English translation of it. It's like a chakravyu. So you have to find a way. Chakravyu is like different, like around circles. There's another way to look at it, that if there's a challenge in front of us. So we have a person, for example, let's keep it real. If there's a person in our life, a partner, parent, or you know, any person in a life who's kind of making us feel bullied. And how do you recognize that you're being bullied? When they talk to you, your heart beats. You don't feel looking forward to talking to them. You don't feel joyous after you had that interaction with them, and you come off that conversation, you feel there's something, you feel depleted. So that's the checks and balances. So sometimes people don't even know that they are going through domestic violence. So these are some of the measurements we can check. And it's really important that people we live with, that we feel joy when we're listening to them, when we're having every interaction. Now, this is how I view it, that every interactions that we have, conversations with friend or a partner or sibling, it should bring joy to our heart. So if the joy is not coming, not necessarily that means you're going through domestic violence, but there could be some judgment, there could be a certain, so actually in some way we all go through domestic violence at some level, because we are humans, our minds are geared towards kind of seeing our own way. I learned that one way to kind of rise above domestic violence is to learn to respect yourself, raise yourself to that point where other person cannot talk to you in a certain way. When you allow them to talk to you in a certain way once, then they have that sort of a key to do it again and again and again. Setting boundaries. Even setting boundaries at some level, it helps us to elevate our consciousness that, okay, now you have a safe space where you grow yourself. But then now you in that safe space, how do you now use your energies to elevate yourself to a point where people don't feel that they could be in that way around you? They just, there's another word for Hindi word is called sanskar. So there's sanskar of violence, the like a printer's block on their mind of a violent person wouldn't emerge when you're around them, when you learn to be in certain way. So it's just learning. So that's my biggest message to every person on this planet who's going through domestic violence, to kind of being in that sense, learning to be in the way that other people cannot treat you any less. So when that energy is coming towards you, which cause you disturbance inside you, not only you're going to put a shield around you, also going to have some boundaries, but then also be observant. But also you can also learn to use that situation to leverage yourself. So one of the ways I dealt with my domestic violence situations, numerous domestic violence situations, to keep running away. So I would put up with with that person for a while, and then after some time, 6 months, 1 year, I'll pack my bags and leave, and they could never find me afterwards. I had to keep doing that. And so that served me at certain time, because I traveled around, I did a lot of things, met a lot of people. It made me a wiser person. But then now it's a time for me to settle down, because the people I'm with now, they're beautiful. They love me for who I am. They don't tell me every day, oh, this is your fault. Every single day, my partner always tells me, do you understand when I'm telling you you're beautiful? Do you hear me when I'm telling you that? He has to highlight that to me. Another another person I was with last time, he always told me that I had weird teeth, apparently. And so when I got rid of him, the first thing, would you imagine what I did? I went to the dentist, the surgeon dentist, who actually fixed your teeth. So I said, oh, this partner I was with, now I've finished that relationship. I want to give the world my best. So can you fix my teeth? Because I can give the world my best. And he was like, what are you talking about? I want every person who walks through this surgery, I want them to have a smile like you, teeth like yours. So I have no idea whoever told you, they are telling you BS. So you need to move on. So so it's just like finding joy in every situation. When you transform that situation from whatever it is and look it in a different way, it transforms the energy. And so I'm not saying that it's like the people who are violent, they have gone through violence, and that's why they're inflicting the violence. So we can't in some ways even blame them. So it's like about us now becoming mature, becoming full, whole in our own self, so we feel secure. So their sanskar, their printer's block in their consciousness doesn't emerge. So I in my coaching program, I have certain ways to help people with that, but it's such a short time to share everything. But I will just leave here and send peace to everybody from here. My time is up.
Thank you, lovely. I love the way that we have the alarms. I love the sounds of the alarms of different people to say that it's my 8 minutes, my time is up. And if we say thank you so much for sharing, but if we step back and we think about all of our lives, and we perhaps think about, and it's something I'm going to share later on, but sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I don't know if anyone of you in the room, anyone watching the live and watching the replay, of those, is that like little poem ones that you remember from your childhood when not people used to sing it in the playground? But what a load of it, as you say, Preet, BS. Because words really do. Words really can. As I was saying in the introduction here about the vibrational frequency and the energy frequency of the words that we use, and and the sayings and things like that. And we have to be around the right people. Our environment is everything. The people that we surround ourselves with, the words that we have around us. But don't forget, it's being aware. It's being aware of these words that we all use, because it's programming for so many years and generations that we have in our field. And I hear myself saying something sometimes, and then I do that all the time. My kids think I'm mad. Oh, mum's going to change her vocabulary again, or mum said something she shouldn't have said. But yes, there's a lot of BS going out there, going around there, and words that we have. So thank you, Preet, so much for sharing.